Good morning. Here we are in beautiful Bali, and today we're going to talk about how do you become a freelancer and how you get your first clients. Because I have some friends who are maybe a little bored about their office lives and they're wondering how to take this step in a safe way and if it's something for them. So I hope that sharing my experience will be useful for you. I came back from Chile after working several months for a startup and I was looking for a job, but I couldn't find anything. So after a while, I thought that it was worth it to try and become a freelancer. First of all, I defined my target and I decided it would be startups and small businesses. I then went on a platform connecting freelancers with people looking for somebody to do the job for them, and I found my first client. There are several platforms like this on the internet. I used workana.com because I think it was good because the competition wasn't too high, and so it was a great start. I got my first client, we started with a project, and then she became a retaining client. I then went working from a co-working space in my hometown because I was looking for startups. And it didn't take me too long, maybe a couple of weeks, before I found some new projects and new clients. I then reached out to my network because, of course, throughout the years, I have built a quite large international network. So I reached out to them, talked to them, told my story, what I was doing, and I got something from it as well, of course. And I think talking to your network is always very, very important because there are people who know you and trust you, and you can never know. Tell your story. Maybe they need somebody like you, or maybe they know somebody who needs somebody with your profile. So just talk to them, and something will always come out of it. I also worked on my personal branding. I treated myself like if I was a business. So I have a personal branding canvas and I have a strategy, everything exactly like if I was a business. Because I think it is very important to plan everything and to treat yourself on a very high level and do like if you were a business. I think before you take this step, don't quit your job unless you have a plan. So first of all, define what is the skill that you want to offer and see if you need some extra education or training for it. Then define your target and see where you can find your target. If you think that your target might be on one of those platforms, then start with going on those platforms and find a little project before you quit your job and see, is it something that you like or not? Even if you don't, if your client is not on one of those platforms, of course, just try to find a little project and see if it's something for you. And if you see that it works out, that you think that it can be for you, then you can quit your job and try to ask your network and do whatever, and you'll see that you will succeed if it's something that you really want to do. What I also recommend is if you're planning to do this in order to travel the world, start working remotely. Even if you are still in your city, don't work with people from your city because they will be used to have you coming to regular meetings, to work. They're going to be used to working with you in person. And it's going to be very hard for them to accept that you're gone. Whereas if you start by working remotely, they won't even know where you are. Or maybe they will be even happy because that you're somewhere else because you might be closer to them. Like it happened with me with my client in Australia. Now that I'm in Asia, she's very happy because, of course, I'm in a closer time zone to her, so it's easier to communicate. On the other hand, of course, this is harder for my US clients. And sometimes I have to make calls at midnight because there is a 12-hour difference. So it's something that you have to know, something that you have to take in consideration. But on the other hand, it's the beauty of flexibility. So you can just manage your time how you want, and you just have to take it in consideration. Sometimes you're just going to work crazy hours, but on the other hand, maybe you won't be working in the morning as much. So it's something that you just have to decide if it's for you, but it's something that I think you have to keep in mind, especially if you want to travel the world. So now I want to hear about you. How did you find your first clients? What is your strategy if you're planning to take this step? Let me know a little bit. Thank you so much for watching my video, and till the next time. Bye bye.